When I was raised to believe that I was white and black, or white or black, but usually not white, and that's not how I'm gonna raise him. I know how difficult it can be for a biracial person to go through the stages of development. That being said, I'm going to raise him to know that he is biracial. You are biracial, you're not mixed. I don't know who came up with that term. You are not cake batter that has been thrown and mixed. That is not, no. I hate that term. You're not mixed, you are biracial. You are bi, multiple, racial, two different races combined into one, and that is your identity. You're not mixed in the sense that you have just been thrown in to this pot and stirred up. That's not, no. You are two races coming together. And that's what you are. And you're biracial and you're special because of that. And don't ever let anyone say that you are white or you are black based on the color of your skin. And if they do make you identify as white or black, you choose other, because you are neither. And I've learned that it's more mentally and developmentally beneficial to claim yourself as other rather than one or the other.
This is my childhood in a box that my mother gave me. You see my little baby clothes? My first outfit.
I think it's a little bit how I was raised, but then also I've come into situations where people automatically assume stereotypes for me based on the color of my skin or my socioeconomic status or every characteristic you could possibly think of. I feel like the biracial population, not just in America, but in this instance in America, is growing, and we are predicted to be the majority. And a lot of people aren't talking about the struggle that we have to go to. It's usually, people are only considering like the things that monoracial individuals have gone through. But like you said earlier, being biracial, we're seeing two different sides, and sometimes those sides don't line up. And so there's a really untold story of the biracial individual. Honestly, I feel like enough is enough, and there are so many biracial people in this world that people need to start talking about it and stop pretending like it's not a thing. Because the people who feel racism the most are the biracial people whose family members are the racist individuals.
I had a full tank of gas this morning. That's how much I drove today.
Dang.
It's really heartbreaking when both sides of my family don't understand or have empathy towards things that are going on in the other community. I've seen it a lot in my in-laws and in Ben's family, honestly, because they have never been directly affected by the things happening in the black community or with minorities until I stepped into the picture, and that was 2019. It's really heartbreaking. You know, you run to your family thinking that they are the only people that will understand. And a lot of people's understanding of a family unit is that no matter what, they will have your back and they will get you and understand you. But in a lot of times, that's not the case. And a lot of the times, you know, you have to call out those individuals because of the racism that they are not even aware of and the situations that they are bringing up that they're not even aware of, that they're not showing empathy to, or they just have, you know, when you have to tell someone that you love that they are so ignorant that you just don't even understand them, or if you have to tell them that the things that they believe and are saying are directly affecting you and hurting your feelings, it's heartbreaking for both parties, because one, they're your family, so they never expect to hurt you. That's not their intention. It shouldn't be. It shouldn't be their intention to hurt you. But on the other side of that, when they do hurt you and they come to realize that they are placing that hurt on your heart, then I think it's heartbreaking, like for both situations, and it's really tough. oppression is real. And even though it's not being intentionally directed towards me, in some situations with some of my family members, they are so toxic in their being, like toxic masculinity and toxic Caucasianness is a thing. I just made up that, but it's real. Like, some people are so hyper aware that they are white and they have privilege that they are just so unable to see how they are oppressing other people with how they behave. And so in some situations, I will have a family member, we're not even gonna name names, I'll have a family member that's just sharing their opinion, but they're so like they're saying it in a way that is so toxic and it's so powerful in a negative sense that it oppresses me and it oppresses my voice and my opinion and how I feel. And in those situations, I can't speak up, and I have felt like I'm being walked over, and I leave the situation thinking, I wish I would have been able to stand up for myself if I just would have been able to talk or speak or find the words or find the heart to have that hard conversation and tell them that they are hurting my feelings. I could have changed their thought process. I could have changed their heart. I could have brought to their attention the way that they were oppressing me, and they didn't even realize they were doing it, but I didn't. And so I failed them and I failed myself and both communities when I'm not able to do that. But that happens more often than not, that I feel so belittled that I just can't speak and I have no words. It just hurts me so much that I just like sit back and be the victim. Roll it up. Roll it up. And pat it. And mark it with the B. And put it in the oven for Savvy and me. Yay! He didn't think that was funny. I'm tired. They don't even know that he's black. They do not. It's always about skin tone for them, I've noticed. Because of my difference, it's always about his skin is so beautiful. Or, oh, he's so light. Like, they always notice that. And I'm just like, wait until that sun hits and you will see that melanin. You will see it, I swear to God, and it won't go away. So the first time that he goes outside and plays, you watch. He'll come back and he won't be this little white boy that you think is white. Because he's not. Like, stop stealing his identity. He's biracial. Stop trying to make him out to be monoracial, because he's not. And he's special because he's biracial. And they take that away from him. And they take it for granted, and they don't respect the uniqueness that he has. Ben and I will have to sit them down and tell them the way it is. We'll have to have the talk. You just have to, because they're unaware, and they think love is love, but it's not. Like, being colorblind is not being culturally competent. Pretending like you don't see color damages the self of every person who has any ounce of culture in their bone. If you look at them and say, but I don't see color, you're being so disrespectful to their heritage and to their culture and everything that they have been raised to believe. They are those people. They will look at me and say, but I don't see you for your color. I see you as human. And that's so disrespectful, because I have learned to love the fact that I am biracial, and by you telling me that you do not see me for the color of my skin, or that you're colorblind, is belittling everything that I am and my identity. And it's another form of racism. I think that my family did a really good job letting me know that I was biracial, but I'm gonna do better. That's just period. I'm gonna do better, because I know. And there are things that I know that they didn't know.